Kickstarter is kind of neat how it works. It's got this groove shaft, so it slides in right there. And the way this works is when you kick down, the gears slide down and engage. But when the spring, which is on the other side of the case, pulls it back, it lifts the gears up so that they're not engaged anymore. Really simple, kind of like an adult fidget spinner. All right, and in transmission, you got your shift drum, your main shaft, which is chained to the engine, and it's the counter shaft, which is chained to the tire. These are gear sets. This is first gear, second gear, and third gear. Moving the shift drum just moves a set of forks, which are really hard to see until it's taken apart. But these forks in first gear push this gear down into first, and they connect these two shafts. When you shift to second, this plate, the forks push down and interlock these two gears. And when you go to third, this fork picks up this gear into this gear, so these two gears are connected. And that's how you change your gear ratio. The way it comes out, it's just a 10mm bolt, which has it normally has a plug in this hole, and then right behind the plug is a 10mm bolt. You take that out and the gears will just come right out. You can see the forks a little bit better right here. That's all that's going on. These forks, when you're shifting, they're moving and going up and down just slightly enough to disengage or engage these gears. That's what the case looks like with the gears out. That's where your 10mm bolt comes in through the back. Here's your bearing for support. This washer is very important. It keeps that bottom gear interface from rubbing on the case. So make sure, usually they stick to the case when you take them apart, or they'll stick to the gear side and they'll just fall off when you're doing something else. So make sure you get that one back on and in place. And there's also another one that goes on this shaft, and it fits in the other side of the case when you split them. So, and they're not interchangeable. I believe this one's just a little bit smaller, so one will only fit in one spot. Here's a good shot of that gear interface where those teeth will grab each other. They slide in those holes and now they're locked together. That's it. All the gear sets have a C-clip retaining ring with a washer. On the last one though, you just start with the washer sitting right on top of the C-clip, like that. And then your gear goes on. There's that interface that mixes with these teeth. And you get a spacer. On the 3-speed, the spacer is wider. On the 4-speed, it's about half the size. Just an easy check to make sure that you're in the right spot with your gears is the spacer should come up even with the smooth part of the shaft. And then you top it off with this washer. This is the washer that usually gets stuck on the other side of the case. So there's a washer here and there's a washer down here. Those are the two washers you've got to have or you'll eat a hole in your case. All right, get your main shaft, counter shaft, shift drum. This is neutral, so only the two middle gears are engaged. There's first gear, shift fork pushes down this gear into the large gear on the counter shaft, and that connects here. The engine's connected in first. Second gear, you've got this fork picks back up. This fork pushes down, interlocking this plate into this gear, so the two middle gears. So it's your second gear. And then for third, this fork pulls up, so this gear is connected into this, and this gear are tied together, and that's your final top gear.